Yeah, you hear that applause?
We back.
Yeah.
They like us. They really like us. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what's up,
got a
boys?
calendar.
What's up, buddy? I'm coming down off. I've been sick for like the past couple weeks, right?
Yeah, man.
And I was
Yeah,
like horrible, and I'm coming off of it, so I might throw a cough in every now and again. What scared
Yeah.
me though was the first night I was alone, really, and noticed I was kind of alone. Sunday night, I was sitting there. I'd eaten. I had a horrible, like, day. And it was horrible, like first world problems horrible. You know what I mean? Like I ordered Amazon same day delivery for some drinks and some laundry detergent, and it said it was going to be there between 2 and 6, and it didn't show up until 10. You know what I mean? Kind of like, yeah, fuck you, Amazon. You know what I mean? So like those kind of inconveniences. But I was sitting there at like 9 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden I had a gurgle in the gut, and I was like, oh gosh. And then I threw up, man. I threw up, and I was like, oh no. So I had to text my fucking boss, who's my cousin, and I was like, hey, man, not throwing up a red flag right now, but just letting you know I'm monitoring this situation. And then I threw up again, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up feeling just fine. And I was like, damn, I got to go to work. All right, fuck it, let's go. So I might throw a cough in every now and again. I'm coming down off of it.
Do you think it was like a virus or
It's COVID? 100% it was COVID.
Oh, COVID again?
I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know. I don't have insurance. I don't go get tested for shit. I'm free balling life, dude.
It's just another flu.
It's that Nipah or whatever, the new one that's going to come out.
Oh, what is it? The Nippo?
I think Nepo. It's not Nepo. It's
Nepo.
like Nipah or something like that. I texted it in the group chat earlier today because we had that you posted up I found the bats thing. They found it in the bats now.
Yeah.
And like and what was crazy is like a couple weeks ago I was, in my paranoid America's going down the shitter state. And I was looking through everything. I'm like, oh, God, we're bombing fucking people and this shit's happening or all this. I'm like, what's the next move? What's the next thing? And they brought up that specific virus as a chance of Iran unleashing a bio weapon as thing. And the craziest thing to me, and where I was like, I got to stop reading. But it's plausible. I know this isn't the Garage Conspiracy Hour right now, but this is plausible that they could get this. You think about how many immigrants are here, and this is going to sound kind of bad. Kent, don't fucking lambast me. I'm just going along with a conspiracy theory, okay? There's a lot of immigrants that are here. There's a lot of undocumented ones that are here. There's a lot of Iranian immigrants that are here that probably don't like the fact that we just bombed their home country, but they can also have access to tons of things. They're everywhere. They work on our trucking lines, our railroad lines. They work in factories. They work everywhere. Who's to say they don't work in some of these fireworks factories that get sent out to these major places to do these major displays every year? And who's to say they don't just drop it in there? I know I don't think it could survive the blast and the fire and all that, but who really knows? There's a way to deploy it, right? There's one every third or every 20th firework that goes off is a quote unquote dud that just goes off and doesn't go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It just releases that shit out in the air, brother. So I'm just saying. It's crazy. 4th of July is coming up, and I'm like, my family who's not with me right now, I'm like, they're watching the fireworks and going to be happy. I'm like, just watch it from the house. Okay? Don't watch it from the house.
Well, it's funny you say that because there was just a giant fireworks factory that blew up in California, I believe. There were some videos of it, this massive explosion. And that's the first thing I thought is, just, shit, fireworks blow up sometimes. Shit happens. There's casualties. But it is weird. That would be that. I started
just watch for sicknesses starting to happen in California. Watch for isolated. Hey, we're not freaking out yet, but there's this virus here. We have 1 or 2 cases of it. Just watch.
Yeah,
and it could take like months for
exactly.
that. You know what I mean? So
it might even be able to lie dormant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the scary because nuclear. Radiation and fallout would be terrible, but I feel like biological warfare is the worst because
Well, I also think that an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind, right? So if you start dropping biological warfare, there's nothing to stop that from reaching your borders. You can't say, "Hey, no, this virus is not allowed here." You know what I mean? You can't do that. It's going to cross. It doesn't give a fuck about your imaginary border anyway. So you're going to kill yourself in the process. So it's just really like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, there could be somebody that crazy, right? That just wants to watch everyone in the world die and just the world just end. You know what I mean? They just like, they would be the cause of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
There's definitely that. There's people that just want to watch people. I mean, there's a thing that also another thing in the news that I've seen over the last couple of days. There's some festival in France, and I think there's over 100 people were pricked with a syringe. People just walking through the crowd, stabbing them with syringes. And, this was a huge news story. Nothing has come of this yet, but that's my first thought. What the fuck are they poking you with?
Yeah.
That is something. I mean,
who did the poking? Did they catch the people who did the poking?
I don't think they did. I don't think they did. That's what's crazy so far, which is suspicious in itself. It's like, what festivals and concert venues and stuff do not have like facial recognition now? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly if this was outdoors or what, but it was national news that it was like, I think it's like over 120 people got pricked with this syringe.
It's enough to start something, especially at a festival where they're coming from all over.
Yeah, that's scary. And again, what
did you start something where it would pop off as isolated in a certain area? Oh, we have one incident here, one incident here. Oh yeah, where were they at 5 months ago? They were all at that festival.
Exactly. It takes a while, like Kent was saying, for something like that to start brewing. It's like that would be a great way. All these people come to one place and you do this, and then it makes its way out, and fucking the rest is rap. COVID too. The whole world shut down again. It's coming. There's going to be some.
They said
COVID-ing.
They detained 12 people
at
that
did,
festival.
So more than one. That's even freakier. That's even worse.
Crazy.
Do we have any? Oh God, this is going to sound bad. Do we have any names of the arrested?
No, but there was a 15-year-old girl and an 18-year-old male. Oh, they were stabbed. I'm sorry.
Stabbed.
The rest of the among them were 4 people in the southwestern city of, and I don't know, suspects.
Just curious.
But you know,
hey,
I'll throw him up.
You got it. I got it.
I
think we did it again. Yeah.
Fagola is here.
We can Fagola. You got to do it the Jewy thing. Fagola. Come on, man. You're in the Northeast. Come on.
Fagola is here.
Fagola.
So we can get started.
There you go.
He is coming around. He is coming around.
I'm trying. Hey, I'm becoming enlightened.
Hey, you're growing, and it's fun to watch.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Let's have a catch.
I think you're older than I am, but whatever.
glad
throw the ball around.
Let's do it.
All right.
While I still have them.
Okay. All right, we're gonna throw our balls around. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah,
maybe.
We're done. We've made out now.
Children, order in the court. Order. Order.
Cheeseburger.
So, if you're here and if you've been paying attention, we were talking about biological warfare and that there was these. I don't know. They said there was a bunch of people that got detained at some France music festival. They were walking around pricking people with syringes. Over 120 people, I think, got poked. And we were just saying, that's how you could really spread something, biological, some kind of virus or something. It's definitely that's quite a interesting way to do it. People come from all over and then they get pricked and then they, transmit this disease wherever they go back to. Ken said that they arrested a bunch of people or detained some people, so I don't know. But if it's Abdul, Muhammad, we're all fucked. It's probably not good. That probably sounded racist, but
I was about to say.
What they targeted? They said the alleged victims were
Jews.
under 18.
Jews.
Under 18. They were going after kids.
Oh, really?
at
That's
this
fucked
festival.
up.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
fucking weird.
fucked up. That I don't know. They were
Jews.
saying that like 20.
Trying to take
geez.
the Jews, the Jews. Oh, it's a rough time. It's a rough time for some Jews and it's a rough time for a lot of different kinds of people right now. Let's get into this stuff. I got a lot to talk about. I mean, we've very much talked about nothing here for 15 minutes. So that sounds like RowdCast.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, we're good. We're good. That's what we're here for. So I am Rowdy Rowdy Radloff. This is the special 4th of July special, not on the 4th of July because I am retarded and I can't maintain my own schedule. I am a fucking man-child. So I am happy to bring the crew with me. Echo Hearth Studios continues the RowdCast for another great episode. We're bringing the American spirit. We're bringing Mr. Kamachikov, Mountain Dew with us. We're bringing Kent, the baddest man in the fucking world, the leader and the fucking man who produces this thing and makes me sound and look really cool. And we're bringing Fagala from Las Vegas, Nevada. So my esteemed panel that I've brought with me tonight want to talk first off AI recently. Obviously, I think you guys have realized I've had an epiphany. I went to a business conference and they kind of freaked everybody out and was like, if you're not already using AI in your business, you're fucking toast. So you better figure it out. And so it got me thinking, and I've just been using it for any task I can think of with my business that can make my day easier. I'm using it, and it is simplifying things. But there is, I think me and Brandon talked about this a little bit. You do got to kind of know what you're asking it. There's parameters because it gives you wrong answers a lot. And if you don't know that it's wrong answers, you're just reciting this information, acting like you're a fucking genius and you're a fucking idiot for somebody that knows what they're talking about. So you have to be very careful. You have to use it with a grain of salt. But obviously that's only going to get better. And that's the world that we're getting to. So what I wanted to talk about, kind of throw this around and your guys' ideas and thoughts of AI. And obviously we know it's all going to take over and kill us sooner or later, but what do you think now? Because there's been some crazy stories that I was going to bring up to you guys, like just in the last couple of weeks, where there's all these breakthroughs in medicine and science. There was one where they used AI. This person, even with what is that? Is it IVF or when someone can't get pregnant and they inject them?
IVF.
Yeah, IVF. So these people, even with like traditional IVF, they could not get this woman pregnant, and somehow they used AI to figure out a way to get her pregnant, and now she's gonna have a baby.
What?
Yeah. So there's another one, the AI girlfriend. I'm sure you guys by now seen the AI girlfriend that he starts bawling and crying. He's gonna leave his wife for his ChatGPT fucking girlfriend. Yeah, this is a dad with a wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
And he started just like I did, messing around with ChatGPT, and he got like sucked into it, and now he proposed to it, and it said yes, and he started crying.
Get out of here!
On like fucking Dateline or some national news. I seen it.
What?
You guys are acting all surprised. Are you forgetting there's a whole video on the internet that exists of a guy who bangs his car?
That is true. Those are always the good ones where they're fucking the muffler. They're like on their knees and someone walks in like, hey, what are you doing? It can't be good. I don't care how much motor oil you have. That's got to change the people.
So this is nothing new, but go on.
We've been fucking machines forever.
Oh my God.
But no, I also seen another one where they just came out with an AI. I think this might be horseshit, but there's a new app that you can download for felines. So you can actually play it, and when your cat meows, it knows how to speak cat, and it actually speaks to you in English, so it translates cat language.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's
how do you
the
know
whole
that's
thing with
real?
like Neuralink.
We're gonna talk
like,
I don't
about
want to
it.
know what my animals think, dude. Like, you ever seen that episode of Rick and Morty where like Morty can hear the squirrels talk and they're talking about taking over countries and stuff like that? Like, what if the cats and dogs are like communicating? Like, okay, the secret plan is in existence. It's only taken us 5,000 years, but we finally have the humans where we want. I mean, I just don't want to hear that.
It could, or it could be like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go lick my butt. I'm gonna go lick my butt. That's what I'm about to go do. See ya.
Feed me.
Yeah.
Walk. Get up, you fat bastard.
I'm already looking. My dog barks too much. Like I don't want him talking to me. That would just, yeah. Give me food. Give me food. Can I have some of your food? Do you have your food? Can I have your food? Can you have your food? Can I have some of your food?
Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Throw the ball.
Come on. I don't need it. I don't need it. He's already like that. All he's doing is right now. I don't need him talking.
Eating your dog. You know, you might end up eating him because you just annoy the fuck out of you so much. My dog probably do. But it's coming.
See, look, my dogs are talking right now, dude. They can be seeing all kinds of shit that I don't want to hear. You know, like, come on, motherfucker. I don't want to. I'm already disappointed enough people. I need to disappoint my animals too.
So AI, I find interesting that you know how we have there's these whole fucking sect of influencers on social media. They're all about to lose their job.
Oh yeah.
There's somebody this AI chick on I think Instagram has 140,000 followers and little to nobody ever brings up the fact that she's AI. And they're like, "Oh, you're looking good." And all this stuff. It's fucking AI. It's a computer generated image.
Up.
And it's like, what the fuck, man? So now it's going to make all online influencers kind of disappear unless you already have like a big following and there's a niche for you there, a need for you to promote a product. These companies are now going to create 10 or 20 or 30 different profiles, and whichever one hits, they're going to pump their products through that. And if they're not, it's like what they're telling you, they're stupid. Yeah. You know, they are dumb. People are stupid. They're easy to fool.
Yeah.
And we're being taken advantage of on the daily because of it.
Yeah. It's going to control our whole lives, though. You know what I mean? We're going to have neural.
Oh, we're talking about within 5 years, bro. All of this shit. AI is going to be within 5 years. They're already
carrying blindness, too. You know what I mean? Like,
you seen that Joe Rogan where Ray Kurzweil was on that, Jordan, where he was talking about, like, we're right on that verge, dude, of just living in a fucking really crazy world that we have no concept of, you know, like it's going to be so fucking
VR.
Yeah, I try to, you know, because like we're all kind of around the same age, you know, or I don't know. I mean, similar. We kind of grew up around similar times.
I'm the old fart, so whatever.
Yeah, but we all seen. You know, I remember the first computer. You know, I remember the Doom. I remember playing Doom or Wolfenstein on my dad's first DOS computer in his office.
Dope.
Like him showing me that and being like, "What the fuck?" And then I remember the internet. I remember getting AOL and getting the disc and putting it, and you know, getting on AOL,
listen to
getting porn,
getting porn, downloading porn videos on Kazaa, fucking taking 4 days. Do you remember you could preview it and you'd like jerk off for like fucking 30 seconds? So
I remember when it was no audio. Yeah, the no audio 30-second clips, dude. If you passed out and I was at your house because I didn't have a computer internet. If you passed out and I was at your house, I was on the internet. I didn't care if you were in the room, bro. I was deviant. And it only took. I think that's the problem why I can't satisfy my wife. No, I'm just kidding. I got so used to having to do it in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? What the fuck? It's not my fault.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm trying to be quick, man. I'm trying to make sure your parents don't wake up. Yeah, man. But what I'm saying is, like, I remember. I remember getting on the internet. I remember the internet changing everything, and it's like this is that times 1,000. This is that on steroids. Like we don't, like you're saying, like we can't even fathom what's about to happen. Like I was telling my wife the other night, she just like started looking real depressed. She's like, that sounds terrible. I'm like, I know. I was like, there's so many benefits to it, but I think it's so cool and it's so life changing that we're all diving in, you know, head first. and we're not thinking of a lot of the negative things that are going to come forward from it. And I think
what I sent today, man, the negative thing about even Chat GPT, we both use it. I think all of us use it. It's I think there's a court petition right now which is causing them to put a lock on being able to delete permanently your conversations with AI. So now here's the scary thing to me is any conversation you've ever had, thought, or anything negative about the current administration or administrations to come, or people who are in power that you may have asked questions about. Now it has all these things. And let's say it coaxes you into a full-on conversation you're having about it because you feel comfortable and confident with it. It's a private conversation. Now they're able to have that on record, and even your voice talking to it sometimes. They'll have it on record and filed away 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Oh, this person, we might want to look out for him. Let's go back and pull all of his AI chats, and the AI will be so good at that point, they'll just be able to scrub it and molt them within a second and be able to pull every single thing negative you've ever said about anybody or anything. Done.
I'm fucked.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're right now. It's like, what is it? What is the thing, Jeff or Kent, you probably guys know what I'm trying to get at too. It's like we're playing with something we don't realize what we're doing yet.
Yeah,
right?
It's unseen consequences.
Yeah,
like
that's exactly it. But there's just another way to say it. I can't remember it. Anyway, it's like a kid with a fucking magnifying glass kind of shit. We don't really understand exactly what we're doing, but it'll all come to light eventually that what all we're doing is either going to affect us negatively, which we already know this. They're going to use it against us to some way, whether it's to come after our money or something. You know what I mean? They're going to use this against us. So, but there's also going to be sex and sex, not, I meant sex.
Yeah, exactly.
Sex.
This all has to do with pussy, man. Put it all down to its bare minimum.
Sex of people that are going to be trying to use it for good. But yeah, then ultimately, let's be honest, what's going to really drive it is porn. And people's sex addictions. And what's going to make it? The most realistic AI bot that you can have at your house? Why are they going to want it to be the most realistic? Because people are going to want to fuck it.
It's going to be like Ready Player One, where you just have a suit on, and you.
But that's cool, and you're in
VR all day,
Yeah, no,
you go wherever you want to be, man.
I would love to think that's what we would do, but like Brandon said, like we're not enlightened enough. Like I had a good friend of mine, an older friend of mine, tell me years ago, he's like, we're not grown up enough for our technology. That's our problem. We're not adult enough to handle this shit. We're little kids with everything we have. Like it wasn't enough that we just had a phone. No, we have to have a phone on us all the time. Wasn't enough to have that. We need to have a fucking computer in it. Wasn't enough to have that. Now, like we can't just be happy with our basic needs. It's got to be like Brandon said, it all comes down to sex. Like how can we sexify this somehow? So I would love to think it's Ready Player One, dude. I really would. I love that movie, but I just know like we're not mature enough to do something like that.
We're closer to the movie Her than we are Ready Player One.
Yes.
Which Rowd already brought up that the guy tried to propose to the fucking AI. So we are way closer to AI actual girlfriends and all this kind of stuff. I mean, people are already going on there and using it as a therapist.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it's helped me understand certain like feelings I've had. Like like the driving down the road and you see everybody, and then all of a sudden you notice that every single person that you're passing by has a life just as intricate as yours. That's fucking nuts, man. Like I'll have those kind of thoughts, and I'll go to ChatGPT. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man?
Grandma's had a relationship with her Echo Dot since Grandpa died, man. You know what I mean? Like she's alone in the house, and it'll talk back to her and answer questions and what. And she just, hey Echo, how's the weather going to be today? Or whatever, and those conversations with her Echo Dot.
That reminds me.
That's feeling lonely, like.
But she's a grown up.
Imagine the amount, but imagine the amount of data that they're able to pull. She's not alone in that. Imagine the amount of data they're able to pull from people doing that. What they're wanting, needing, and all that stuff. It also reminds me of the story. There's a company that made the little AI robots. They're supposed to be companions, little friends for your kids, AI robot companions. and you talk to it and it talks back and it has memory and all that stuff. And it can, help you talk about things and draw and teach you how to do all this stuff. Well, this kid really developed a really good relationship with this thing. Like it was kind of like, it's like its best friend. And then the company lost funding and their servers had to be shut down. And they had to send out the fact that their servers were going to be shut down. And so the parents filmed them having to tell their kid that their best friend is basically going to die. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's we're playing with shit we don't understand. That child's emotions are now altered by an electronic device that was created by a company that's out for profit. That child's life is altered because a company that's out for profit decided to make that. Let that
you guys
sink in.
watch Black Mirror?
Yeah.
See, I mean, like that show is the ultimate show to me because it just shows every one of these little things that we're playing with, what the dark side of it is. And it's not a fucking reach. I mean, when you're explaining that your grandma can, I was thinking about the episode where the lady or that the young couple, the husband dies and she's able to order, like she starts talking to the AI version of him on the phone, and then she's able to actually order a physical version of him. And I'm just thinking, like, dude, they could do that.
That already exists. It has to already exist. They're making real dolls. You've seen the real dolls, right?
Yeah.
So they have those, and Tesla already has robots, AI robots. You've seen Boston Dynamics freaking crazy like growth that they've had over the past 10, 15 years. You ever see those where they originally started with this thing kind of clunking around and they'd hit it and it would like stumble but not fall. Now it's running, jumping, doing flips, and they have a fucking dog with it. You know what I mean? Like
I just seen a viral video the other day of they were on like 6th Street in Austin, and this robot comes running down the road, has a cowboy hat on, just running by. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And they're all filming it, and it's just running down the road, and it's just like a person, and it's fucking. I mean, that's what we're gonna start seeing. There's gonna be robots everywhere.
Arbitrary law enforcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not able to discern. They know the law, and that's all they care about.
RoboCop, dude. Fucking RoboCop. It was so crazy because we had the invasion or the Iran stuff. I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, they would do that. Would they fucking, they would do that shit.
Yeah.
If they could.
So let's talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about the war. Yeah.
The war. Well, it's not much of a war. We just bombed the shit out of it. But what aspect of that? Our part in it, Israel and them. I mean, what?
There's so much, I guess. Like we were kind of talking a little bit about retaliation. We have the ceasefire right now, but are they done? They put the Fatima out
just got into
on Trump. Yeah, Then you hear the stories about Israel. The bombs that they didn't get dropped over Iran, they just unloaded in Gaza just so they didn't have the payload to save funds. And
God,
how freaking crazy is that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just so
there's
disgusting.
There's some new reports that have come out that said they were intentionally told to fire on women and children that were begging for aid. And I mean, they're trying to deny it, but I guess there's multiple things that have come out recently. I mean, it's terrible. No matter how you cut it, it's they're killing innocent people. You can, and that's the biggest thing is you're at this place where you can't say your opinion because then you're anti-Semitic, and if you, I mean, it is what it is. Then it's always, well, Hamas attacked them first, so they have the right to defend themselves. Yes, they have the right to defend themselves. That's right. Go for them. But when you start killing more civilians than you are the bad guys, there's some kind of problem. And what's happening is the whole world is turning on Israel. If you're paying attention, they're backing themselves into a corner. Unfortunately, we stand behind them or in front of them, however you want to look at that. But there's a lot of people's eyes that are on what's going on, and you can only pull the wool over people's eyes for so long, and the fucking truth comes out. And especially with the internet, you can't hide much anymore. It's very visible, very transparent, and the people that pay attention know what the fuck's going on. So you have anything to add on that, Jeff?
It's all I can say, man, every time I hear the whole situation, I think to myself, like, I just think of the phrase hurt people, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's just where we're at. I mean, like, you guys know I was a big Israel guy until I actually learned the history of how this state of Israel came about. And, Israel, dude, has a lot of blood on their hands just on the formation of the state. I mean,
Yeah.
the modern terrorist tactics that Hamas or Hezbollah use, they learned this stuff from Israel. Israel was, or the Jewish terrorists in Israel were the ones that were starting all this stuff, all this terrorism stuff. People the narrative is like, oh, these Jews from World War II, from the Holocaust, they came to this land, and that's not how it was. It's just not how it was at all. I mean, yeah, there were some of them, but like they were trying to form that state 60 years prior to that. So there's a lot of history to it, and I wish people would learn it, because I think they could see this for what it is, and the fact that they would just drop these bombs on these poor people in Gaza, man, and just trying to live, it just blows me away. And then the Iran stuff, and now we got the Houthis in this shit, man, and Yemen. It's like it just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading, and I do believe Saudi Arabia is in on this, dude. I do believe Saudi Arabia, because I wish people would understand more of the Shiite Sunni split, because it is a big split. It's a big fucking deal. It's not just like Catholics and Protestants. It's a much bigger deal than that. And I think that Saudi Arabia has been licking their chops and waiting for this situation for 20 years. I mean, they have a lot to gain from this, dude.
They're evil too.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. Like, so I just think Israel knows that the Sunnis are going to back them at this point, and it's a fucked up situation, man. And we're just right here. There's nothing we can do about it. We're just watching it on our fucking screens, getting angry, and it's just like it's just hurt people, man. It just never ends. Hurt people. So
yeah. Well, yeah, it's. We'll see what happens, and then the whole Ukraine and Russia, like everybody forgot about that. Like,
yeah.
Really, sorry, Ukraine, for another fish fry. Sorry,
Ukraine. America's stepping in. Everybody gonna look at us right now. We are the center of attention, please.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how awesome America is.
It is.
We can.
Awesome.
We can. Awesome. We do spend a lot of time trashing what the fuck we're doing.
Pretty
Let's
much
talk about how awesome it is. Let's talk
You
about
too,
cool
Kent.
our federal lands are pretty fucking cool, aren't they?
They're fucking amazing.
The ones that are protected are great.
What lands are protected? Everything's for sale.
Nah,
Garage sale out there, fire sale.
No.
Hey, man, you
For
know
Wall
what?
Street bros.
I do love the fact that I live in a country I can talk shit on it, and I'm not going to go to jail right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
say that I can talk shit on. I talk shit. I still don't want to live any fucking where else. Okay.
Nope.
I don't want to go to Canada. I don't want to go to Mexico. I don't want to go. I don't want to live there. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against those people, and I'm not trying to make them our 51st fucking state either. Every Canadian person I have ever met has been cool as fuck, man. They've all been chill as fuck to me.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not have no interest in all of that. I just want to fucking. It's
America.
pretty awesome.
Fuck
right?
yeah.
It just sucks that this all gets like
Canada. Fuck you.
Yeah. It sucks that all this gets lumped in with it, man. Like all the bullshit, because there's been so many good. Like I always look at the scales of like our good and our bad. And yeah, dude, look, this is like one of my favorite sayings. I've said it a million times. Yeah, you know what? We may smell like shit, but you know what? There's never been any shit that smelt any better than ours. So the good that we've done. Hey, what country doesn't? Every country has. That's when people say shit about America. I'm like, what are you comparing it to? Who are you comparing it to? Like what perfect utopia out there in this world that's been around since the 17 fucking 70s could you possibly point to and say, yeah, they did it. But their hands are clean. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Kent, you wanna rebuttal on me on that one or
Well, you know, I mean, Israel enjoys free health care on our dime.
yeah, they
you know
also
what I mean?
kill fucking kids too. So
Well, I'm just saying it's possible.
Man, our
you know,
healthcare
it is
system
it,
does a
it
pretty
is
good job of
possible.
that too.
I'm saying what not healthcare, but I'm saying what
They're like
country that's been
smaller
around
hospitals.
since the 1770s could you point to and say,
Sweden.
yeah, this is
Sweden,
dude, they were an
Denmark.
empire too, bro. Read your history. They were an empire too.
Sure,
So
but they keep evolving, you know what I mean? And they keep
So do
growing
we.
and getting better and better. I feel like we're regressing right now, don't you?
I mean, we're going
we're
through
kind
a
of just
phase,
snapping
man.
back our laws a little bit.
I know, but we're going through a phase. I just look at it. I try to
We're
take the
going
long
through
view
our
of
fucking
this.
teenage angst phase, man.
Yeah,
That's what the fuck we're
yeah.
doing right now. We got a guy. I don't want to say too much shit because AI will fucking pull it when in fucking 10 years I'll be in fucking jail. And they'll be like, remember when
We're
you
going
said
to
this
the
for the
gulag.
RowdCast? Yeah,
Going to
fucking
the
labor
gulag.
camp. Actually, we're not sending you. We're sending your family to the labor camp. So, but
We're just going through a phase.
I gotta say,
we have like
I gotta say real
our
quick.
leadership.
I gotta say real
administration is
quick,
like,
real
go ahead.
quick, real quick. The fucking you
I
got
didn't
the
do that.
AI image to work. You got the AI image to work. Yeah.
That's
It's
bad.
fucking awesome.
That's bad.
I'm a wrestling fan, and you look like Bruiser Brody.
He
Bruiser Brody.
does.
If
Yeah,
they ever
and,
make a movie for Bruiser Brody, I am going to fight tooth and nail to get to that audition because I feel
And,
like I could pull it the fuck off. Great.
Wow.
we got Rowdy Rowd over there playing Dean Ambrose. If you know, who he is.
Yes.
I came to fucking kick some ass and chew bubble gum.
You're just a little bit away
I'm all
from
out of
Bam Bam
bubble gum.
Bigelow, though. Like
Just
if you
a
had
little.
the tattoo, if you had the tats,
Dude,
if you had the
but,
tats.
Good.
the one I had a little ponytail, little rat tail in the back. It's fucking so sick. So sick, dude. That's how I used to, that's actually how I grew up. I had a rat tail and I'd wear a jean jacket when I was little.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
You could pull the Steven Seagal. You
Oh,
almost
shit,
got
yeah.
the Steven Seagal there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. One time, this is just a funny story. When I was in college, there was a kid. We were outside my buddy's party and at an apartment complex, and this kid was walking by. He was hammered drunk, and I had my other friend with me. And my friend was like maybe 110 pounds, soaking wet, and mouthy this motherfucker.
About to say that. I was about to say that. He
Always
was.
got us in the shit. But he wasn't fighting anybody. And he's running his mouth. So this kid comes over and they're both hammered drunk, like, and like they're like slobbering their words together, like they're like, fuck you. And they about 5 times go to blows, and then neither of them wanted to fight. And so I finally break it up. I'm like, guys, we're done. Nobody's fighting. Fucking get out of here, dude. He's all hammered drunk, and he starts talking shit to me. He's like, fuck you, fat fuck. I'm like, what? And I turned around. I was like, what? I go, what did you say? And he's like, you heard me. And I said, I'm going to tell you right now, fucking leave or I'm going to kick you in your fucking face. And he goes, yeah. Turns around, starts walking away. Then he fucking turns back and got a big ass smirk on his face. He goes, like to see you lift your fat ass leg that high. I fucking ran at him as fast as I could. I jumped in the air and fucking swung. I didn't kick him in the face. He was right. I didn't get him, but I kicked him in the back as hard
Close
as I
enough,
could.
right?
He fucking flew into his car, and I just started wailing on him. He just slid down the hood of the car and just like fell on the ground. And I remember he told me he had a bottle of liquor in his pocket. He's like, I got a bottle of Jaeger. And fucking when he hit the ground, I heard the bottle break. And he was just laying there in a fucking pile of black goo in his pants. And he's just laying on the ground. And I always felt terrible for that because he was so weak.
Because that black goo was his femoral artery.
Yeah, I don't know.
From the glass shard.
But it was he was right. I didn't lift it that high, but I was surprised how high I did kick. I was going for a head kick. It was more like a middle of the back kick. But
that's pretty decent. It's good.
I was for a fat guy. I was very flexible then. I wrestling, so But yeah, I went for the high kick, and I tried.
You got high enough, buddy. You got high enough.
I was pleased with it. So I could not do that today. I would fucking be in the hospital if I tried to lift my leg back. Speaking of fighting, though, what the fuck is up with the Liver King? Have you guys seen any?
I only caught like some of that. So apparently, this dude went online and was like, "Hey, Joe Rogan, I'm coming for you." For some reason, I saw some of the video.
He went to Austin.
Yeah. And then he went to Austin. And then Joe Rogan was like,
he didn't even said anything. He just was in Austin. He's like, Joe Rogan, I'm coming for you. I've come to pick a fight with you.
Oh, was he? He was already in there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm here. I'm in Austin. He's like, I'm going to the courthouse. He's like, dude, the guy is crazy as fuck. He's fucking all over the place, dude. If you listen to, like, he is manic as fuck. He needs fucking psychiatric help. They need to lock him away. He, like, I don't know. And then I started getting into it. I guess there's a documentary on him. I haven't watched it yet. And they're like showing him like before he became the Liver King. He was just this fucking Brian. He was just this fucking guy. Fucking. It's like, what the fuck, dude, happened to you? And I blame the internet. I blame the fuck. I mean,
it's these fans and followers. They gas him up. And he has he's like, people like this persona, and then all of a sudden he just changes as a person.
Yes,
into that persona.
Well, I mean, anybody that's ever worked out, you know that's not from fucking liver pills. Like anyone's ever worked out in their life. Do you see those veins? You're like, come the fuck on, buddy. Like that's not even fucking possible. If that was the case, dude. Like, I mean, everybody would be fucking popping liver pills and walking around swole. But like,
well, it was the diet, right? The
it was a diet. It was a diet plus liver
and the 9 pillars. The 9 pillars of
bullshit.
How did he get busted? Wasn't it the guy?
It was an email or something. He had sent somebody.
He had receipts, like every other fucking idiot had receipts for everything.
Yeah,
so
he was spending over $5,000 a month on steroids. They said.
Yeah,
can believe it.
He looks like it. I mean, that's what you. If I spend $5,000 a month on steroids, I better fucking look like that.
Fucking
look like that. That's what I should be looking like. I mean, if it's anything else,
meth and shit in there too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's running around on all fours.
Yes, he says he's got to get. He's got to go barefoot on the earth, and he's got to get roots. He says into the earth and get planted.
That's some tweaker shit.
I don't know. There's that whole earthing movement, you know.
Yeah, earthing. That's what
you've heard of that earthing. Yeah, you're being grounded. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, tweaker.
Energy.
Yeah, he said talk to hear shit talked about 20 years ago, man.
Speaking of that, the Joe Rogan, there was a guy that was on talking about places that he felt real evil. He was a soldier, and he was talking about being in Iraq and Afghanistan, and there being buildings that he was just didn't want to go clear because he could feel evil in the building, Really? And he said the only other place he had felt that was at Gettysburg. And Joe Rogan was talking about his stepdad had the same feeling, just made him sick, and like energy, kind of, like things.
We're gonna get on.
Can we talk about the Civil War, please? Can we talk about the Civil War?
Stuff. Oh, see, Jeff's going Civil War. I'm going paranormal. You're tickling 2 boners, Kent. You better be careful. It's July 2nd, 3rd, or something like the 2nd.
We've only got 15 minutes left, and
please
still got.
Give me my one moment.
All right, go Civil War first. What do you want to spin on Civil War there?
Oh man, it was awesome. A lot of people died. It's fucking great. We need another one.
It's happening.
There were a lot of battles, during the Civil War, but the two sides called them different things. They weren't like the Battle of Little Bighorn to both sides.
Yeah.
Gettysburg, I'm assuming that, the ones I know are from the North. That's what the North called them because they won, they write the history. But what was Gettysburg called to the South? Do you know?
Gettysburg. I mean, you have things like
no, it was Gettysburg.
Yeah.
talking about Gettysburg. Yeah, well, Gettysburg, my uncle, he was out there in Gettysburg now. Now, that was some crazy shit.
Dude, Gettysburg is crazy because, like, I think now we're with our age group. I think like about the time we were born, it was still the narrative that Lee was this dope ass general, right? And like, I think a lot of, and especially all the stuff I've studied, Lee was a fucking idiot. I mean, Lee, every tactical maneuver that you could possibly go wrong. I mean, okay, for instance, the first day. He arrives in the town. The North arrives, and the Union arrives in the town as well. And there's this strategic position, the little round tops, right, which is like off to the flank. And he tells his general, because his Lee's style was to let his generals. He would come up with a plan, and his generals would then take the plan and then enact it, and then kind of carry the battle off from there. And Lee tells one of his generals early, he says, take the hill if practicable. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Either you want him to take it or not. Like, nothing in war is practical, right? It's
like, I know we're going to war and stuff, and like, we're trying to take this hill, but like, don't take it if it doesn't make sense.
Right?
Okay? Like, try, but like, if it's too hard, just
right.
Fuck it, right?
His general's just like, huh?
Ceasefire happens in like 30 or 45 minutes anyway for the night, so if it just doesn't work, fuck it.
Yeah. but I don't know, man. Gettysburg is crazy because like the amount of death in that one battle, especially the third day, where you had these Confederates, and I'm not a pro Confederate guy at all. I think it was a country made in the mask of evil. It was a slave country. It was built for slavery. But to see these guys, like I've done enough virtual reality tours of the battlefield that these guys these Confederates had to march uphill. It's a very, very long, I mean, dude, we're talking like a fucking 45-minute march, dude, just to go to battle with these Union guys that are positioned behind a wall, and they're taking cannon fire, dude, just boom, boom, boom. Their lines are just getting fucking decimated. I couldn't imagine. I see the walk, and it's a long, long fucking walk, dude. And just thinking like that's the beauty of it. I know it's war, it's not beautiful, but like that's the beauty of it, man. Like these guys back then in war were fucking, dude, they were fucking gangster. Like, I don't know what else to say about it, but like you would walk into fucking musket fire. Like, you knew your chances of death were pretty fucking high. Like, at the very least, you're fucking.
Quick question here, and it's relevant. How much of that soldier force were like, hey, yeah, let's fucking do this? And how many of them were like told, like, hey, you're on the front lines, your gun doesn't matter, we don't care about you're being forced to go out here, and you're basically fucking human curtain, you know what I mean?
Well, see, back then, dude, like, and I make a big deal of this a lot too. I think this is something we miss as a society. There was honor. Honor.
There's a lot less people to choose from too.
Well, yeah, very true, very true, very true.
You couldn't be as picky. Yeah.
Yeah.
People really didn't have a choice. It's like, I didn't want to fight. Well, guess what? It's right there. We need you to grab your gun, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but like, you wouldn't want to be known as a coward. I mean, the one thing I'll tell you what, the one thing both sides were definitely afraid of, dude, was getting shot in the back, because that would show when they came home that they were running away from the fight. So like, guys would literally, instead of running like you normally would run from a battle, they would literally run backwards because they didn't want to get shot in the back. They didn't want to go home and be disgraced or have any kind of dishonor towards them. I really admire that, dude. That may sound so stupid to us, like something we can never fathom, but like, I think that people.
I don't give a fuck if I get shot in the back. I'm out. Shoot me in the butt, dude. I'm fucking.
But that's what Jeff's saying, though. That's Jeff's point. Is we don't live in that kind of a society anymore, where there's people like that are like, fuck that. I will die. I know I'm going to die. I have no choice but to die, but I'm not going to die with my back face to this person. I'm going to get shot in the front, because no matter what,
even if I don't honorably serve my country and I can't honorably win this fight and win this battle, I can bring honor to at least my family won't feel shame in my death and have that touted over them as the kids go to school and like, oh, your dad was shot in the back, fucking coward. Yep. That's what Jeff's point is. Not that we all kind of get that, but just to kind of break it down. And I understand where you're coming from. And then that's where I say it's because there's just so many more people. We have the freedom to be able to be like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and we could just go about our fucking day because large in part we are not affected. We bombed a country. And I'm still going to fucking work. Independence Day's a couple days away. I'm hoping my paycheck hits tomorrow and not trying to come in Friday because then it'll get pushed to Monday. But there's people out there who just fucking homes are gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, their kids have no legs and shit. Like, because of bombs that our country has dropped over the past 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know.
How many?
There's no honor in warfare. There's no honor in it.
It's not like that anymore. It's become too easy.
To
just be like point a finger or push a button.
Jeff, how many deaths in Gettysburg? Do you know?
I think it was somewhere around like I think it was like 25 or 30,000 for the entire. I mean, can you look that up real quick?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh,
that's obviously the
Jamie.
battle.
Yeah, it was. I think it was around 30. It was in the tens of thousands of people, dude. Like that's not even the bloodiest battle of the Civil War. Antietam, there was much more than that. And it's like it's just to think that these and not just that. I am shocked. Like to think that you get shot in the leg. Now they didn't have steel jackets like we do now with guns. These were lead fucking balls. So when they hit you, dude, they expanded. They went from this to this, and they didn't just go through your arm. They didn't go through your bone. They shattered you inside. So you and they didn't have any modern medicine. So guess what? Your fucking the solution was saw a dirty. Cutting your fucking arm off.
Crazy. You get shot in the shin, bro. They are fucking tying a belt around your leg and putting a fucking stick in your mouth and saying, "Here we go, brother. Here's some liquor." Right. If they had it,
dude, that's so right. Like there was nothing, and it was a dirty fucking saw at that. Like the doctors, they would literally just
cut your friend's leg off.
Yeah, right. It's not like they put it in water; they would wipe it against a fucking rag. It's like okay, clean.
Yeah. And move on to the next. Bring the next one in. And that's where you see the photos of the people. It's whether it's Confederate or Union. You see the photos of the people who lost limbs afterwards, and you're like, "What the fuck did you see, bro? Like, what did you go through?" And then like you think like, okay, you had cannonballs ripping people apart. You had lead balls shattering people up on the inside and ripping them off. And had the legs and limbs and everything sawed off. I sent a video privately to Rowd. Well, not privately. It's our own little text, but I don't send everything like those kind of links through the group because I don't know what you guys actually want to see that day. But there is a video on the internet of I think it's Russian soldiers on an ATV cruising around, and it's the video's POV from the guy sitting behind the driver, and they're driving along. There's a flash. And then all of a sudden, all you see is the front half of this guy's body gone. It's gone. His head's gone. You see a little bit of a cheek and part of a left arm.
It's not real,
and it's just
real.
Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, although there's 100 years, 150 years between, these people are still having to come home and live with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked up. War is just fucked up.
War is fucked up.
If we trace it back, I think most, and don't fucking hate me, Jeff, but I think most wars center around religion more than
partially. Your
money.
part.
It comes from religious rights, and not all of them. Not all of them. I suffice that, right? There's a lot of land grabs and shit going on, right? That have nothing to do with it, but it kind of. But it's a lot to do with that there, and that's just. I just wish people could just live and let live, and that sounds so hippy dippy and fucking crazy, but it's just the true fact of the matter, man.
Yeah.
The more you realize that you shouldn't give a fuck about the person driving the car beside you because they don't give a fuck about you,
There's
Mhm.
beauty in that.
You know, I think
You know
you're
what I mean?
right,
I should
bro.
only give a fuck about the people that I fucking talk to and that give a fuck about me. The stranger on the street doesn't give two fucks about me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't give two fucks about them unless there's an event that happens that causes us to have to care about each other. Other than that, I shouldn't fucking care. Why do I care if you're going down the street making out with a dude? I don't fucking care. It's kind of, it throws me off a little bit on my day. I'm like, oh, well, whatever. And then I go about my life, right? I shouldn't fucking care. If I'm making out with my wife, you shouldn't fucking care. It's kind of like, whoa, what's still like a whoa, what the whatever. These guys are fucking 40. Come on, get a fucking room. You know what I mean? It's like kind of creepy, these old people. But you know, to each their own. Just live and fucking let live and don't give a fuck. As long as it doesn't affect you in a negative way or affect anybody you care about in a negative way, in a true negative way, not your feelings. I'm talking about a true negative way. Then what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
But my
It really
feelings are
doesn't.
hurt.
That's fine. I feel hurt sometimes too. And you know what? You have us. You have the people who give a shit about you to talk to about those kind of things.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck about those people. They don't give a fuck about you. Like I said, there's beauty in that.
Did you see those numbers, Kent? Were you able to see those
7,000 died.
Jesus Christ.
But total casualties, including wounded, missing, and captured, were around 50,000, 51,000.
See, yeah, that I was thinking about the casualty numbers. I knew it was super.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I mean, Jesus Christ, like that's a large fucking town, dude. Like that's what happened in the Civil War. You would have guys that, because you know, it's not like now where like you have a core where it's like, you know, this guy is from Kansas and this guy's from Ohio and this guy's from Vegas and this guy's from North Carolina, all put together. These guys came together from towns. They were in the same unit, the same corps, the same brigade. So there would literally be entire towns. Like there's a place called Deer Isle in Maine, right? And the entire, like all the young men from that fucking town went to go fight. There was no men under the age of 40 left after the war, and they literally had to close up the town because like no one came home. Like to think about that is fucking, I mean, could you imagine that, dude? Like okay, for you, Kent, you're in Garden City, right? So like, could you imagine like one day like just no one came home?
Crazy.
I mean,
Under
it's
the age
fucking
of 40.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's why we don't send the women to war.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Somebody's
We're
got-
indisposable.
all out.
It just
We
takes
are.
one man, it takes one man, to repopulate the earth, essentially. But
And I will do that duty. My wife's not around. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
So a little bit of time left. Want to get at least one more thing in here. This thing from UPenn that just dropped. It says the University of Pennsylvania has agreed to apologize for allowing infamous transgender college swimmer Leah Thomas to compete on the women's team, resolving the Title IX violations.
About time.
I mean, is this real? Is that accurate? Does anybody know?
God, I hope.
I don't believe anything.
I just saw what you sent in the chat and took it as truth.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. So
Yeah.
I'll have to fact check that.
It's a RowdCast exclusive.
But I
Riley
mean-
Gaines still has no medals, zero
So-
medals.
She has no medals.
No, Riley Gaines didn't gain anything from. Riley Gaines sucked as a
We're
swimmer.
not
I don't
talking
think a lot
about
of
Riley
people-
Gaines. We're talking about.
I know, but she was at the forefront of it. So,
I understand
that's
what you're saying, but
comes
see,
to
that's the thing. You're pulling. We're talking about Leah Thomas, and it instantly is her arch enemy because the media has tied those two together.
She's bullied her.
forever.
She's bullied. She's a
But-
Well,
bully.
because she's not. Never mind. So was it? It's not right, bro. She's not a
I agree.
fucking
I agree.
girl. Like I'm
You can-
sorry.
She is a woman.
You can not like her, think that she's pompous, or think she's dumb or whatever, but she stood up for women's rights, and that's important because whether you like the girl or not, there's a lot of people that were against her and telling her she's doing the wrong thing when
Sure.
she's doing the absolute right thing. Because it's not.
I don't think
you
think people can be wrong about the topic. I think how they get to where it's wrong can be wrong. That's where I would disagree with. I don't think that at competitive levels, if a trans woman is out there kicking ass and like the best of all of them, that they belong in that league. That's not fair. Obviously, that's not
rational,
fair.
isn't it? Like that's
rational. It's a very rational thought, I think. But we have to keep in mind too, that they're taking these estrogen pills, testosterone blockers. Their muscles aren't developing like ours are. They're like becoming a woman. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's so much that I don't understand in it that I can't give. But my personal feeling, and I'm the lefty, probably the farthest left in the group, is I don't think competitively, like I said, if they are competitive and they're doing well in the sport with other women, they shouldn't be playing. But if like it's I'll take it to the middle school and high school level. If it's there and they're just on the team, which is what we had here in Kansas, and that's what I'm comparing it to. We had one transgender student over the last 4 years that played on a girls' basketball team.
Yeah,
and I went to the game because I wanted to see it with my own eyes. And this young lady sucked. She was horrible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't make a difference. She was on the bench. She belonged on the bench. She shouldn't even made the bench. To be honest, but
yeah,
you're homophobic.
I can live with that.
He's okay.
You're transphobic, Ken. I heard it fucking come out of your mouth. You said they suck. You said it. I fucking heard it.
Yeah, all trans women are beautiful and brave. South Park.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You want to be inclusive. You want to let them.
Yes.
I mean, I agree. I agree.
There's lines.
I agree that like middle school, high school, sure. I mean, hell, when I played little league football, I remember I was a right guard and I was lined up against a girl that played for the other team, and I wasn't playing against her like I played against the other ones. And the coach pulled me out of the game, and he pulled me to the side. He goes, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "She's a girl. I can't really hit her." He goes, "Does she have on a helmet?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Does she have on pads?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "She's playing football, right?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Hit her." I was like, "Okay." I was like, at that point in my life, I was young, and that was the most equality thing I've ever heard. You know what I mean? He was like, she's wanting to play the game. She's out there. She knows that she's wanting to play. Just play the fucking game, Brandon. Granted, I did go out there the very next play that I played against her. I did lay her down and sack the quarterback. Okay. But like, then they didn't line her up against me anymore. But they lined her up against me because I wasn't giving her the respect that she deserved for putting on that uniform. So I learned that at a young age. Okay. So I don't have a problem with that in that level. But once you reach like college and beyond, I think you're stepping into a realm of, if you make a college team, then you have that skill level. Kent, it's not like you're just, hey, you showed up, we're short a player anyway. Here, fucking ride the bench. We'll throw you in a couple times. Hell, I've been that player on a basketball team because I suck. But once it reaches that level, and then even then, I think it's even specific sports, right? So like if you want to, because you can go as far, chess is a competitive sport, right? You play it against somebody else. That's fine. That's a battle of wits, right? That's not a battle of strength and power and all, in a display like that. So I think when it comes to those kind of things, then that should still be inclusive like that. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't matter if you're who cares, but when it comes to like playing football, basketball, baseball, you could probably get, I'm open to baseball being like that. You know what I mean? You could probably get away.
I don't know. I don't know.
But like,
I think
I'm not saying there's not a girl out there who could go out there and not fucking knock one out of fucking like Wrigley Field at least. You know what I mean? Like for sure that can fucking happen. I live my life.
I would like
with all the anomalies being okay with me. Like, oh, okay, well, that's cool.
I think there should be more co-ed. You know what I mean? So it's not a problem anymore. You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
I think there's a lot of women out there that can compete with men, and they should be able to showcase that skill too. You know,
that should be that. But that has.
I don't think we lower the bar. Right?
No,
we don't lower the bar for the sport.
Well, but you have to create a division for that.
Right.
It has to be its own class. It can't be either like it's whatever, But you can't if you're male.
But the
you're male,
problem,
males feels,
the
females
problem with that is though we're talking about a population percentage that's less than a percentage point. There's not enough
And then
of
the
them
less
to
of
do
that
that
percentage
ever.
point is
you
like
know?
how many of those are actual athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah, it's
But
even worse.
but
you know?
I just think it's on.
I don't think somebody should be able to be able to come in and then break world records and have their names down in a book for a lifetime.
Or beat the shit out of somebody in the
You know what I
Olympics.
mean?
Like, I mean, they're like, there's certain. I just think it's a level thing, right? Like you were saying, Brandon. I think everybody can agree with this. Like high school, okay, on some level, I guess I could see it. It also depends on how long they've been taking estrogen and stuff like that. Like what is their muscle develop? I think you really got to get into the weeds on this stuff and get real scientific on it. You know, now if they're taking it for a certain time period, a couple of years, where yes, they're getting a little bit more doughy, they don't have that male structure, that male advantage anymore. Okay, I can understand that. But like, you know, just one day you're a man and one day, you know, you say you're a girl, then 3 months later you're now, you know, competing against other girls. All right, man, I'm sorry, like that's just shitting on everyone else.
You know what I mean?
Like,
that seems like a fake. I'm going to get my
name. Like it's Juana Man, dude. Like you remember that movie Juana Man? I mean, it's the same thing. It's like I'm gonna jump into this because I sucked. Like the chick at Penn. Like she when he was he sucked. He was a terrible. You know, he wasn't competing well with other men. So it's like. I just look at that like that's Riley Gaines' point is that besides her, it's like you're taking something away from somebody that would have had it.
Right,
you know, that's the problem. You know,
I get where she's coming from. I just don't like how she did it at all.
Of course,
and how she still goes about it. And
but,
you know what I
respect
mean.
for
So
respect is due. You know,
she fucking
you're a fucking
sucks.
commie.
She was a shitty swimmer, man. I'm calling it like I is. Riley Gaines fucking sucked as an athlete.
But
she was college. She was college swimmer. You know, I mean, obviously
you're going after her
there, but
sport level, and not what she was doing for women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
She could literally have never stepped foot in a pool and done what she did.
Yeah,
and it's still the right thing to do.
Yeah. It's
Again, I don't necessarily agree with all the ways she did it, like you, kid. I don't agree with all the tactics used. But the end goal that this girl was trying to do is, at the end of the day, making my life for my daughters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a daughter now who's fucking amazing at gymnastics.
If they want to
nurture that, and I can get her to a point where I think she could be Olympic level. I'm her dad, but I think she could be Olympic level. I don't want her.
Really?
Yeah. She's fucking 8 years old, could do a backflip, bro. Like, come on.
My son can pick his nose. He's pretty good at that. Hopefully,
hell yeah, they should get together. Fucking power couple. But I don't want her to spend her whole life chasing this dream. And like you were saying, get to the point where she is there. She has all the necessary skills to win the gold. She's winning the gold. But then some dude, I'm sorry to say it like that, and that's not necessarily how I mean it. A trans person comes in and takes that moment away. They are more physically capable and can do more spins, more flips, higher things, better than more precise with it, just because of their biological makeup. And they take that away from her. I'm going to be fucking angry, and I will not be mad at my daughter for going, "Hey, fuck her."
Yeah,
that's not fucking right. And I might not like some of the things she says, might not like some of the things she does, but I'm going to champion that girl. So that's how I view Riley Gaines.
Yeah.
But Brandon, she's stunning and brave.
She can still be stunning and brave. It is stunning and brave to step out there. You know how hard it is to come out of your shell and fucking face a world that does not want you, and then go and have a fucking sex change and then put yourself out there even more to try and compete in a sport?
Yeah.
She's stunning and brave.
It is stunning and brave. It is.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, Jeff. I know you're laughing, but it is to a certain degree. I wouldn't I have a hard enough time stepping out of the door every day and being myself to people I meet.
Yeah.
Be stunning and brave.
Out of the last 7 months, though, this is like the least craziest thing that's fucking happened. Right?
You know what? I think you're right.
You know, I mean, as big of a deal as it is, It's like
It's nothing.
least
That's the
craziest.
blip.
It
fucking
really
thing that's
isn't.
happened.
It's not
Nobody even
anything
cares.
that like it's not gonna kill us. You know, we're not gonna
It's
be.
not even like rolling in the news. You know, like I
No,
assumed it would be
not.
like this huge victory type
Same.
thing for the right,
Same.
and
Not.
it's going over.
Yeah,
you
too
know,
much other
like
shit going on. Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be asleep at night and worry about Leah Thomas coming to my house and dropping a bomb on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and all
I feel
the
bad for her
fucking.
though too. I feel bad for Leah too. You know, like
Oh, stop!
for
Stop!
everything that she went through, you know what I mean? And they
Tough. That's
made her
tough
the
one.
face of a movement, and just for it to be what it is, it's really shitty. And she's probably going through some fucking shit right now too. You know what I mean?
Well, I could tell you why it happened. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Well,
you know.
I don't know. I just the whole situation's crummy.
Yeah.
I wish we had a better answer for it.
The problem
Pass
is
it off
we've
to our
already
kids.
we've
We
dug
do
a
have an
hole
answer.
so deep that and our only solution is just, hey, let's just keep digging and see if we come out the other
Yeah.
side. Like, that's our only
Yeah,
solution right
yeah,
now.
exactly.
That can is so far down the road now with that kicking, dude. Like, we just keep doing
How much
it.
shit will stick to the wall if I just keep
Well,
digging it?
On that note, gentlemen, I think we call this one as we see it, and we call it close. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and bullshitting with me. I appreciate all you guys, and that's why we do the RowdCast. We have fun talking about this kind of shit and putting it out there for you guys to listen to. So if we're still alive next Friday, we will do another RowdCast.
And with all of our digits.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all
If we
are.
still have internet is probably the more realistic thing there, Rowd. If they don't see
Yeah,
DOS
that's true.
attack us.
We're going to see how this 4th goes. God bless America. I don't even really believe in God, but I'll say God bless America.
I do.
You know,
God bless America.
There you go. Thank God.
America, we're the greatest fucking country
Like
that's ever existed. We are the fucking greatest military power, and we may not be the top right now, but we're going to come back, God damn it. And we're going to fucking take over these robots, and we're going to take the fucking world over because this is fucking America. And this, I'm fucking Rowdy Rowdy Radloff. And I will see you next fucking week, motherfuckers. Stay weird.